Well, good morning. Wonderful day in Washington County today. It'll be a little warm this afternoon, but it's still kind of summertime, I suppose. So anyway, of course, it's Fair Week. We know it's going to be a little warm, right? Okay, Washington County Commissioners Court is now in session, Tuesday, September 17th, 2024, 9 a.m. Commissioner Kester.
Yes. This morning we have Robert Mabry from Faith Mission to give us our invocation.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Something quick here. I pray because I believe the power of prayer. I pray because I do not doubt that God has answered my prayers. I pray because God allows me to wake up to see another day. No matter what others think or say, I will pray. Our commission, our Brenham, thank y'all. Father, we thank you for this. We thank you for what you have allowed us to do. And we will give you honor, praise, and glory. We ask that you strengthen everybody here. And we do it in your son's name, Jesus' name, as we say, Yehoshua HaMashiach. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag of our great country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas flag.
On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Item number 3, discuss and possibly act upon the approval of a proclamation proclaiming September 11th through October 9th, 2024 as the official period for the Washington County Read. In our proclamation, a community read program encourages reading by having all involved read the same book. And Lifetime Learning, a group of volunteers who have been bringing outstanding speakers and classes to the Washington County area since 2002, has proposed a 16th annual Washington County Read. And on October 8th at 5:30 p.m., Lifetime Learning and Unity Theater will hold a free community reception, dramatic reading by Unity Theater actors, remarks, and book signing by Patty Callahan Henry, a New York Times best-selling and award-winning author. And this endeavor has the support of Unity Theater, Brenham Independent School District, the Book Nook, Nancy Carroll Roberts Memorial Library, Washington County Chamber of Commerce, and many individuals and businesses in the community. And during Washington County Read, which begins September 11th and concludes October 9th, all residents of Washington County are encouraged to read Once Upon a Wardrobe, a fictional novel which explores the world of C.S. Lewis' Narnia, and intertwining reason and imagination through the eyes of a gravely ill boy and his loving sister. And it is right and just for the members of Washington County Commissioners Court and the residents of Washington County to join together to applaud the Lifetime Learning volunteers for their dedication to service and their commitment to encourage reading. Now, therefore, the Commissioners Court of Washington County, Texas, does hereby proclaim September 11th, 2024 through October 9th, 2024 as the official period for the Washington County Read. Ms. Herring?
Good morning. As I walked in this morning, the thing I kept being asked was, oh my gosh, is it read time of year? And yes, it's time for the read again. This year's book is a very wonderfully written book. It's Once Upon a Wardrobe. And if you are a fan of either C.S. Lewis or the Chronicles of Narnia, this is your book. It's really wonderfully written. It's a fast read. It is a fiction book this year, and we're just really excited to bring it to the community. We consider the read to be our annual gift to the community. And so I hope that you get the opportunity to join us on October the 8th at Unity Theater. The author will be here. She will be at the Brenham High School that morning, meeting with some of the mostly high school seniors, some of the AP students in English, talking about writing. And then that evening, of course, we have our free reception. Unity Theater has their actors read a section of the book in a dramatic reading, which is always a big hit, especially with the authors. They've never heard their book read that way. And then, of course, the author will be there to sign books and so forth. So anyway, I do have, we are blessed by so many members of the community that support this event for us annually, and some of them were listed there, but of course the Book Nook will be on site to sell books in case you need a few. So anyway, Judge, I have a copy of the book for you, and I also have some bookmarks, and I will leave a few bookmarks here. This not only talks about the read, but it also talks about some of our other upcoming events. We sponsor luncheons and workshops and so forth, so we're just excited to be here and ready to have the read.
Tell you how much I look forward to this each year. When I saw the proclamation come across, it doesn't seem like it's been a year, but there we go. Of course, I read slow, so anyway. But y'all, as I explained to you earlier, y'all picked the most interesting books that I probably would not pick up myself, to be honest with you. And I really look forward to that. And this one, the title alone kind of intrigues me, so it should be a fun read. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I will tell you, there's a very dedicated group of ladies that Shirley is not a part of. I don't read fast enough, but they probably read 50 to 60 books to find the right book every year. And we already have picked out next year's book, but we won't announce it till after this year's read. So anyway, thank you for the proclamation. I hope to see some of you at the read.
Thank you, Shirley.
And Frederica is here with me, if she could join us in the picture.
Thank you very much.
I look forward to reading that. Good morning.
It's a fun read.
I love the Narnia series.
Let's see, what do we need to, you want to hold the book?
Sure.
This way.
The paparazzi.
Oh,
Shirley, have you scoot over just a teeny bit? There you go.
there we go.
Frederica, just a teeny bit that way. Perfect.
I want you to cover me.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. All right, over here.
Thank you. Thanks again.
DeBerry, F-R-E-D-E-R-I-C-K-A, and then capital D, little e, capital B, E-R-R-Y. A few.
I'm on.
Not yet.
What? No.
No, not yet. Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the proclamation proclaiming September 11th through October 9th, 2024 as the official period for the Washington County Week.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 4, discuss and possibly act upon the approval of pending Washington County Expo rental regulations contracts. This morning we have 4 of those. There is a birthday party, a livestock sale, the KBTX Food for Families food drive, and a graduation dinner.
I move upon the approval of pending Washington County Expo rental regulation contracts, authorize the county judge to sign.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, discuss and possibly act upon the approval of ClearGov Strategic Planning Module for the Auditors Department by Board Number 692-23.
Good morning.
Ms. Hollis?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So several weeks ago, I had came and requested ClearGov budgeting software, and we thank you for approving that. And we are getting that started. Yesterday was our kickoff call, and then I was able to export the data and get what they needed to get us going on that. We are discussing our strategic plan and how we need to revisit that and get that going. And we collectively decided as a group that we did not want to contract that out to anyone. We want to write that strategic plan ourselves and do this because it is about us, it's about our departments, and so we should be the ones, saying that, no one else saying for us. So whenever I was speaking with ClearGov back in the summer, they had a strategic planning piece, but at that time, I was just focused on the budgeting part, wasn't really thinking about the strategic planning until we were discussing a few weeks ago. And so I reached out to ClearGov, and for $68.80 we can add that piece, and he will waive a $1,700 one-time setup fee if we go ahead and sign before the end of the month, along, in addition to the earlier piece. So that's what I'm requesting this morning.
Well, this lines up really well with what we're trying to do with economic development, so I think it's perfect timing. So thank you for bringing this to us, because my understanding is that, it's not just a one-time thing. It's, since a strategic plan is living, it's something that we'll get to do in perpetuity with that tool, so.
Yes, and it'll let us all be able to collaborate together. So whoever needs access to that strategic planning will have it, and then we can see where each person is at, a percentage that they have done, or, and then it lets us track our goals. And so it's, did you reach your goal this year? If not, then why not? And it lets you tie that to the budget for the
That's
next
great.
however many years out. So I think it's going to be a very helpful tool.
I think so.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve ClearGov strategic planning module for the Auditor's Department by board number 692-23.
I second that motion.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
No?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 6, discuss and possibly act upon a subdivision variance request for land division fronting Iron Bridge Road and Stevens Road, 7.98 acres located in the Ashley R. Stevens Survey, Tract 38, Precinct 3.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
We do have a subdivision variance request today. This is going to be on the northeast side of the intersection of Stevens and Iron Bridge. This is a undeveloped 8-acre tract. They are looking to break this into 3 separate tracts, one of which being 2, the other being 3, and the third being 3. With this in place, they meet all of our frontage requirements, all of our geometric requirements, and the only thing that they would be requesting is the actual plating variance. So based on what we've approved in the past, we would recommend approval.
I make a motion to approve the subdivision variance request for a land division fronting Iron Bridge Road and Stevens Road, 7.98 acres located in the ACR Stevens Survey, Tract 38, Precinct 3.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, discuss and possibly act upon a subdivision variance request for a land division fronting FM 2502, 3 acres, located in the Samuel L. Williams Survey, Tract 53, Precinct 4.
Yes, this is the second variance request today. It's a parent tract of 3 acres at the intersection of 2502 and 332. They are requesting a 1.5 and 1.5 acre tract. We have looked at the septic, and the septic is contained for the existing development, all within the green shaded 1.5 acres near the intersection. So there is a barn that would be located on the blue section there. That would be on the north side, and that would be the portion that I think they would be looking to sell off and actually develop that particular site. There is an access point on that corner that they would be utilizing based on TxDOT conversations, and they meet all other requirements, and we would recommend approval.
Yeah, that would have been my only question, since this isn't a county road, is there access? Because TxDOT's pretty adamant about us having access. So, okay.
I make a motion to approve the subdivision variance request for a land division fronting FM 2502, 3 acres located in the Samuel M. Williams Survey, Tract 53, Precinct 4.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8, discuss and possibly act upon authorizing the county judge as designated representative for Washington County to execute right-of-way agreements for the public purpose of parking county equipment and vehicles on private property as presented by the county engineer.
Yes, so this is a policy that we've done in the past, and we really want to get back to. Really, it kind of boils down to really two components. Number one being is that we are a unit system, so we have a consolidated mass amount of equipment, land, yards, etc., which is a great benefit for the county as a whole. That said, with having one singular location with 650 miles of roadway, it is advantageous to have unique locations to be able to park very slow-moving equipment. Brush cutters on tractors, if you have to drive 30 miles, you lose a quarter of your day just by transportation alone. So being able to park at these locations will be able to speed us up, minimizing our downtime with transportation. The second being, we have seen a string of vandalism for county equipment. We've had cut belts, we've had pouring fluids in the tanks that we've had to work on, and it's actually been happening quite a lot recently. So that's another reason why we want to get these things off the road, get them behind fences where it'll minimize the amount of vandalism that takes place with our equipment, the public's equipment. So that's what we're looking to do here today, is essentially be able to safeguard our equipment as well as minimize our downtime with transportation.
There's one other benefit to it, it's a safety issue. Our narrow county roads, sometimes that equipment is that far off, and it's not much room to pass and so forth. So I think it's a real safety issue where we do park sometimes. So get them behind the fence on private property is certainly advantageous to us.
Agreed.
And Judge, Commissioners, you remember that this is a common practice for us. We've been doing this with handshake agreements. This is putting in writing what we actually used to use a handshake agreement on. And I had a conversation with the county attorney's office yesterday because I have a concern about us doing these annually.
Yeah.
I personally don't want to do them annually, and I understand and I appreciate the county attorney's office looking over this document and providing that input, because that's really sound input. I just personally feel like that creates a lot of extra work for not only the department but for this court, and so it would be my suggestion that we don't bring these back every year, that we execute the document and let them live in perpetuity until they're eliminated or terminated by either the county or these landowners. And I got all of the concerns that they brought to my attention, and I understand those concerns and those risks. But for me, I think that there is way more. It's way more advantageous for us, because bringing them back annually is just a lot of time.
And there's 5, correct? 4 or 5 locations?
Oh no, we would probably be looking at a couple dozen.
Looking at how many total?
It really, to be honest with you, it's going to be variable. We're going to have them strategically located, but if we have a special project that is going to be, hey, look, we're going to have a massive project that's going to take 2 weeks, and we're going to need to park a lot of equipment off-site, we're going to get a unique one for that one, since we're not going to drive an extra 2-3 miles if we have a site right there.
Right.
So it's going to be an annular basis just for our typical operations, as well as more specialized for unique projects.
So if we were gonna do these annually, we'd have to remember to bring 22 contracts back to court annually?
You
Is that,
could list them just the same way you do your expo rental agreements. That way that the community would know where the property is being placed.
So if we did the 1 year, we would have to maintain a matter of renewal. We would have to track them down and make sure that we have these renewals taking place, because if not, then our operators don't really keep up with, hey, do we have the contract or not? That's going to be on our side, on the administrative side. So whatever the court decides, we will do, but it'll definitely be a little bit more legwork on that side.
Well, it seems to me like it'd be in deference to the county attorney, of course, but it seems to me like it'd just be a lot more simple and more hands-on if we did not renew these every year.
I agree.
Is there not a way to, because what was here originally they're to the expiration and written notice of expiration by either party. So if either party decides we don't, the landowner doesn't want us there anymore or whatever, I don't really, and of course you gotta go back to the landowner every year to get them to sign again too, right?
That would be the additional legwork, yes, sir.
And what do you do with these absentee landowners and all this sort of thing, so?
You'd have to track them down. So, I mean, if, let's say you have a particular landowner in a remote location, which obviously we'd want to try and avoid that if at all possible. We want to kind of work with our neighbors that are more localized in the area. That said, if there is a unique situation, then yeah, you do have to mail it in and get that signature and back in. So.
And so each one of these would have to renew on their anniversary date, or could you renew them all at one time? And on like January 1, let's renew them all.
So the way that they're currently stated in the document that you have in front of you would be based on when they were signed. So each one of them would be unique. So we would have to keep up with them on a calendar basis as a notification month ahead or so for each one of these and start the process of getting them
But
re-signed.
you could do it that way, even if you enter into them throughout the year, you could renew them, just like you do your record contracts and your tow contracts. You could renew them January 1, first meeting, renew all of those.
If we were to renew, excuse me, if we were to renew that way, would the landowner have to sign every time? Or would we just roll them over, or just automatic renewal type thing?
It would be better if they would sign them, but, so that they knew, and, you know, they may not, if you don't use it very often, they may not even be aware of it, and then they, you know, give you their notice and they don't want you on their property, and then you're scrambling. This way you may get more notice that they don't want you on their property.
Or if there's a sale or a death
Yes.
or something that happens in the interim that ensures that you're in communication with whoever does own the property. It keeps us transparent and it keeps us up with what's happening with our landowners. Otherwise, you could have a sale. These aren't going to be filed in the county clerk's office, so a purchaser is not going to be on notice. And then we could be parking our property somewhere we don't have permission to be because we haven't followed up and renewed with.
But if you're gonna park something on my property, I'm gonna know it, and I'm gonna let you know it. I'm gonna let you know that, and I'm not gonna let you park it there. So
Understandable.
if I don't want it there, and then I'm gonna if he comes to me and says, hey, you need to sign this document, it's gonna be a new document, and we'd approve that document. I think that I think either way, we're gonna the landowner's gonna know that we're on their property. I mean, these agreements have been handshake deals for years, for decades, in which we didn't renew anything. We just went out there and asked them, and these documents, all they're doing is that same thing without bringing them to Commissioners Court annually. I don't, this actually puts us in a better place, in my opinion, if we do it one and done. And then if the landowner says, no, I don't want you on there anymore, we get rid of that contract. I just don't see there being, and since it's not a legal issue, I think that I'm perfectly fine with it just being in perpetuity.
It is absolutely a legal issue. From an attorney standpoint, a term on a contract is always a legal issue. And there becomes enforceability problems and all kinds of other problems when you don't have a contract term. Obviously, you have our advice. You can choose to follow it or not.
Don't we have a lot of contracts though? That
They renew automatically
They renew
year
automatically.
over year,
Yeah.
but
That's what we
So
can do
why
with this.
couldn't we do that with this?
Yeah.
this is a little bit different because those are with corporations and companies and these are with private landowners.
And so the liability exposure between those two is different.
It's
in-
different, yes,
in what
because a
way?
company is going to tell you, they're gonna be obligated to tell you about changes. Individual landowners may not tell you that, especially as Mr. Stoltz indicated that we may have some absentee landowners, who may sell without telling us. It's different, when we have a contract with a corporation who's providing a service, they can't assign our contract.
And that's a level of risk.
It is.
And but there's there's levels of risk in everything we do, right?
And again, I will tell you, we believe it's a legal issue. It's your decision whether or not to take our advice, but that is our position.
I'm fine with it if we can do it January 1, roll them all out, be like that. But I would be concerned about if on an anniversary date that had to be done.
Right,
And
and
then it
we can-
expires
And
and then
all
something
the
happens.
signatures.
But
Absolutely.
There's risk in that
You're
as well.
creating more data, you're
If
creating
it
more
automatically
contracts
renews,
to keep up
if
with.
it automatically renews, then it's always renewed.
We've never had a problem with our,
Automatically review this.
Yeah, I think a
Landowners.
January 1st renewal is absolutely acceptable for all of these contracts. It minimizes your work, it minimizes his work, and it also gives everyone
You mean
an
with an
opportunity to
automatic
see if it's
renewal?
working.
Yeah, it's
On
automatic.
January 1,
But
it's
if
gotta
it,
come
but if it
back.
automatically renews,
oh,
it's,
no,
it's
that's what
still
we're
in
saying,
place.
an automatic renewal.
Now, if you put in
You're
there that,
saying you want us to bring it back
Yes.
every year.
Yes, just like the tow contracts, just like your mortuary contracts for
I'm
the
fine as long as you can do them all
transports
at
to the
one time.
autopsy.
You don't have to
Yes.
worry about the dates. So you can, as is right now, we can go with,
well, it doesn't say that. It
Are
says
you
the
gonna
last
say- are-
execution date.
Clarify the
Because I'm
language.
not doing that.
It says expiration date.
I'm not voting for that.
Well,
You guys can just do what you-
well, what was actually inserted here, if I'm correct, to the expiration of 1 year, or those 3 words are what was inserted into the original document. Is that
What
not
if
When
it
I
correct?
see it, I
and you
can't see it
don't
on the
do it?
screen.
The original document did not have the term of the 1 year or. Those 3 words were inserted, is that correct?
That's the same issue.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. It's the same issue.
So the original agreement read to the expiration of written notice of expiration by either party. This agreement, as written now, says to the expiration of 1 year or written notice of expiration by either party.
Yep.
Let's see.
Before you
Okay,
put
well-
this stuff on their property, are you gonna contact them and say, hey, we're gonna be there today?
That wasn't the intent, but at the same time, there is a section on the bottom that allows notes for this, locking gates, notice.
Yes.
So if we have landowners that do want notice, then yes, we would do that. For the ones that, hey, look, we've got an open gate, we got a spot for you, we just have on there, park 20 foot from the driveway entrance on this location, right? It's essentially just supposed to be notes that we have written down for
And I'm assuming you have
clarity.
cell phones. I mean, everybody has a cell phone, barely anybody has a landline. So you
So
can make
we're not-
contact with them quickly if
Oh,
needed.
yeah, what we would put on this is if they want notice, we would have they put their phone number on here, what notice they would like to be given if they would want it, and then
See,
go from that route.
at the bottom says landowner requires the additional condition to be met by the county as
Right.
part of the access agreement, so there you are.
So
gets
I don't
me.
have a copy of this original document. I don't know what original document you're talking about, Judge?
So there was an original draft that went forward that I created that had an indemnity clause, but at the same time that wouldn't hold up, so we went ahead and took that out. And then the other thing was, the only other change was currently item number 4. It did not have a 1-year term. It was in perpetuity
Which is now
until
5.
either the landowner wanted us off the property or the county no longer needed it. Put it in writing. We have 5 days to remove our equipment, and done deal.
Okay. Well,
So if we inserted number 5 from your original document into number 4, it would be exactly what we're talking about. It would live in perpetuity.
That would live in perpetuity, yes, sir. Essentially, it would be removing the 3 words of 1 year or.
I make a motion to approve authorizing the county judge as designated representative for Washington County to execute right of entry agreements for the public purpose of parking county equipment and vehicles on private property, as presented by the county engineer with the addendum to take out the 1 year.
I second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wesley.
Number 9, discuss and possibly act upon the approval of line item adjustments. Mr. Kramer, or Shauna, excuse me.
Miss Kramer is not here. She's at a conference, and
Okay.
so she asked me to present these. However, I found a couple of mistakes, and so I would just request that we don't do this at this time till I can look over these and get back with Peggy and resubmit.
Okay.
I make a motion to table the line item adjustments.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item is tabled. Item number 10, discuss and possibly act upon the approval of accounts payable.
So this week is $469,006.21.
I move upon the approval of accounts payable.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item number 11.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second that motion.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, we are adjourned.